Good morning, seventh graders. It's Wednesday, September 23rd, and as promised, I'm here to give you your instructions so those that are ready can finish their Native American research project. Now, first of all, a couple announcements. I'm looking at a typical Google Classroom page for our social studies class. There are a couple things that you need to do before you can begin today's work. There are a number of you that still have not finished the work from this weekend. You need to finish it first. It talks about a specific group of North American Indians, the Mound Builders, and another called the Iroquois. I want you to watch this video and I want you to complete this Google Doc assignment and turn it in. Once it is finished, then those that need to can move on to step one of our research project. You will find the tribe that you have been assigned right here by your hour and research assignment. You'll see your first name and you'll see the tribe that has been assigned you. Then you will go to this Native Notes page for another Google Doc that you will fill out while you do your research. Again, if you need to look at the instructions, that video is attached at the same site. 3 different websites. Fill in the information and click turn in so that it can be graded. You cannot start today's work. You cannot start step 2 until I have graded and have approved step 1. Now, for those of you that have stayed on time and stayed on task and have your step 1 research papers graded, do check those over for suggestions on how you can improve. There may be some things that I felt were missing. I may have asked you to move them from one section or box to another. Your final project is going to be better if you make these corrections first. So for those that are ready for step two, as told before, will be a slideshow presentation. A slideshow that I would have you present to the rest of the class had we been in school this week. So this should be your best work. No new research should have to be done. You're going to use the information that you've already put on your native notes assignment from yesterday, and you're going to make it presentable for others to see on your final slideshow. So a couple things that are on today's post that I want to show you and to explain. These things will be attached for you to go back and look at when you need to. This is a sample. It's an example of what a slideshow could look like. And I've taken a tribe that we've studied about before, the Mayans. So your instructions will tell you that you need to have a title page, and that title page should clearly say what tribe it was. I want to see your name, and go ahead and put something in here like this with the title of our class, the date that you finished your project and it's ready to turn in. And you ought to add a couple pictures, a couple images uh, that are examples of the tribe that you're getting ready to show us about. I have created a slideshow for you, a template. We'll look at it here just a second. You'll click on it and it's already established for you. Now, you can go design this slide presentation any way you want. You can play around with these tabs of background and layout. You can pick a theme. You can decide what the transition from one slide to the other is going to look at. It is your choice. All I did was put these blanks in here to give you an idea of the different slides that you're supposed to prepare. So the second thing that needs to be on there after your title page, in the same order that you did your research, the next step would be location. And here you will go ahead and put in your information that you found. The tribe that you talked about was in North America, so we want to know things like region. We would want to know names of current states where your tribe lived in the past. And probably a couple visuals would be nice here. Maybe pull up a map of the region, then or today, and give us an idea where your tribe existed before Columbus, the Spanish, and other Europeans arrived. Then the next slide would be your civilized characteristics. You remember from last week that one of the characteristics of the Mayan tribe was that they had two different types of calendars. And so I can talk about the calendars here, provide a visual of what a Mayan calendar would look like. And at this point, you may decide that you have more information about civilizations that you want to share. More than one slide would properly fit. So I want to show you here that under this tab here, slide, if you click on that, it will easily allow you to create a new slide where you can continue talking about the same subject, or you can duplicate the slide. It'll appear just like this. If I click on that, you'll see that the same slide appears, and then I can change that slide to make it appropriate for the next piece of information. If I decide that was a mistake, I always have the ability to delete that slide. You see it disappears. So you can add new slides, you can delete slides, you can change this up and make it as large or as small as you wish to do so. So again, each slide should have the specific information from that section. If you need to create more slides because you have more than one point to talk about, not a problem. Make sure that you continue on through and meet each single step. So I'll see a title page, I'll see a location slide, I'll see one or two slides for civilized characteristics, I'll see one or two slides for religious practices, I'll see one or two slides for achievements, and then your final slide should be the list of the 3 websites that you used in helping you with your research. So if we've done a super job on step 1, step 2 should be rather easy, where you can concentrate more on pulling images up and making your presentation look as cool as possible. One last thing for those of you that want to easily put pictures and images on, we would actually use this tab right here, the Insert tab. I click on that. There's all kinds of different options. The one that you're probably wanting to use here is an image, and we can search the web, and that's going to pull up another box over here. I don't have to keep bouncing back and forth between a internet link and my slideshow. We can do it all here on the same page. So if I want another image of a calendar, I can simply type in what I'm looking for, my calendar, and many images will come up right here on the page. Now I can scroll through and look, see if there's one that catches my eye. I have one over here already that's very colorful. These are probably a little bit more typical of what an archaeological dig would find in the ground or in the ruins of a Mayan temple. I click on that. I can insert, and it will automatically put the image up on the screen. Now, obviously, that's too large. It's covering up other things, but I can size it. I can work the edges and move it and make it the size that I want to. So have some fun with this for the remainder of the week. Let's be creative in our images and what we put on here. We want to make sure that the images are appropriate for school use and that they are accurate to the tribe that we are dealing with. If you have any questions on a big project like this, don't hesitate to email me. Ask the questions before you get too far. The last thing I'm going to say on this is I do not want these turned in until you have done the best work possible. Once you've created your slides, you put the images and the information that you want, let's make sure that these are written nicely. We have complete sentences. And seventh graders, go over all of your sentences and make sure that you have gotten rid of things like capitalization mistakes. Every time you type the name of your Indian tribe, it is capitalized. Names of cities and states and countries, oceans and rivers, always capitalized. The names of people, capitalized. I don't want to see those types of errors on a final presentation. Make sure that you have all your spelling mistakes corrected. They do usually show up with a red line. Google usually gives you a warning. I always tell my students, get the red out. There shouldn't be any of those mistakes because Google is highlighting them for you. Go back and correct them. Finally, I'm going to combine this 30-point slideshow with the 20 points in step 1. That's the biggest grade that we have this school year so far. This is a 50-point test grade for chapter 1. Some of you have a lot of work to catch up on. This has to be a priority. This is going to be a huge grade raiser for some. And with only a few weeks left in the first quarter, a really good performance on this is really going to lock in that grade as something that you could be proud of to see on your report card here in a few weeks. I'm going to let you go. Get to work. Stay safe. You and your family be healthy and well. Let's go get to work.